Welcome back to the Heated Waves podcast. We are here in the Heated Waves studios. I am your boy T-Ball, continuing with those Week 16 picks, getting down to the nitty-gritty here.
Yeah!
First game for the Sunday night games, we have the Lions at Denver Broncos. Should be exciting. Probably not. 3-10-1 versus a 5-9 at home Broncos team. Last time these two teams played, 2015. So it's been a while for both of them. Having seen each other. Really, the only thing you're going to see difference in this football game is going to be the defense from the Denver Broncos side. And you're going to see some try-hard offense from the Detroit Lions.
Look at these try-hards.
I don't think the Detroit Lions offense has enough to get it done against this Denver Broncos defense. Shouldn't be a very good game, but Broncos will win this one at home.
Yeah, I actually have the Broncos too. This is like a steamroll. This is like a game that the Denver Broncos finally needed. Yeah, it came late in the season, and it doesn't matter because they're eliminated from playoffs. But I do think they're going to beat the Lions. The Lions showed me that they're just not good anymore, and Blau's trying to keep them in it. But, they have an okay offense, but a terrible 31st ranked defense. That's not going to get it done. And Denver gets this easy game.
Yeah.
The next game will be the Raiders at the Chargers. T-Ball, I'm going to let you go first.
Taking the Raiders on the road.
Oh, my gosh.
They already beat the Chargers this year. I see a 6-8 Raiders coming off a tough loss against that Jags team last week. I don't know if anybody saw that comeback victory by the Jags. Raiders were looking good at the start of it, and I think shit just stopped clicking for them. I don't think this issue takes place in this game. I know the Chargers are at home. They are a very good ball club at home, but the Raiders are now getting a little pissed off. They need this win. They're hungry. Raiders are going to go on the road, take this win out from underneath the Los Angeles Chargers.
Absolutely not. The Chargers are going to beat them. The Raiders are 1-5 on the road, buddy.
I don't care.
1-5.
About to make it 2-6, 2-5.
But I'll give it to you. The Chargers are not playing that well at home this year, but they haven't played real well this year anyways. They're 2-5 at home, but I do favor home teams. You know this. I say this week in and week out. Most teams that are at home that play pretty well there, and they play pretty well at home on those two wins that they do have. One is the Packers that are 11-3 this year. So there you go. Last week didn't look too great, but here's my big factor: Josh Jacobs is inactive for this game is what they're talking about. He's hurt. And that's big-time factor, and that's going to be hard to chase those, the Kansas City Chiefs.
They got a backup.
Who've already won the division, so. But I don't think their backup's any worth a shit for him, and he's a big-time part of this offense. He's a 1,000-yard rusher for a rookie. But I'm going with the Chargers. Give me them Chargers.
Next game we got for you guys is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons coming off a huge win against the 49ers. Obviously, as we were mentioning earlier, the Falcons have already blown the Jags out of the water earlier this year back in August. Easy pick for me. Atlanta Falcons. Huh?
That was preseason, though.
It don't matter. If you can't beat the team in the preseason, you ain't going to beat them in the regular season.
That's all third and fourth.
Plus, you got a number 11th offense with the passing who's ranked 4th. Defense is not too shabby, just slightly shy under the Jags, sitting at 24th, but Jags don't have an offense. Jags got lucky against the Raiders.
Hey,
Super lucky.
Yeah, I picked him.
Atlanta Falcons, baby.
Atlanta does have a 77% win percentage for this ball game, and after they beat the Niners, it's almost like there's no way you lose to the Jags at home. Like, you just beat the Niners.
That would almost be humiliating.
Absolutely. I mean, their season's been humiliating, but if they were to lose that game, like, Jesus Christ. How do you beat, like I was saying, number 1 or number 2 best fucking NFC team and overall team, probably, top 3.
Neither of those quarterbacks had interceptions either. Matt Ryan nor Jimmy Garoppolo.
With that
neither
Niners
one turned the ball over.
Too. That's crazy, you know? And the Falcons don't even have a good defense. I want to pick the Jags, but they're 3-4 away, but the Falcons are 2-5 at home.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go with the Jags on the opposite side, just because both these teams are trash.
Damn.
And I want those wins. I got the Jags last week and they won, dog.
You're starting to scare me a little with
Minshew came in and won that game.
Whatever.
It's going to be the Ravens, who are on fucking fire at 12-2, 6-1 away, going against the 6-8 Browns that dropped a big-time fucking shit stinker to the Cardinals last week, who are 4-3 at home. T-ball, I'm sure you have an easy pick on this one. Baker Mayfield is playing decently. I mean, he's at 3,300 yards this year, but is it enough to beat the Ravens?
Browns win this ball game.
Really?
Browns win this ball game.
Why?
Browns win this ball game.
Browns win the ball game.
They already beat him this year.
So remember what we discussed? I said if the Ravens had to play the Browns or the Chiefs again, the two teams that beat them this year, they would beat them.
No.
Okay.
The Browns are at home, too.
They're 4-3.
It don't matter.
Sorta. Stats never lie. I mean, I'm just trying to.
I mean, they're sitting pretty like dead even.
Dude, Chubb's killing. 1,400 rushing yards.
If the Browns can just keep away from the stupid mistakes and just play simple football, they should have no problem against the Baltimore Ravens.
No problem.
It's where they make the mistakes against, and obviously, the Baltimore Ravens are going to force those mistakes. They're going to force you to make a mistake.
Yeah.
That's what their defense does, and their offense makes your defense make mistakes. So they're a 1-2 punch, and they're going to get it going. But if the Cleveland Browns can play Cleveland Brown football and act accordingly, they should take this game from the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Browns.
Dude, and here's a big update. Lamar Jackson got hurt last week. He said he's 100% and stuff like that when he's playing the Jets last Thursday night. But he's had an extra day off. This could happen, but I just don't. I don't see the Browns beating the Ravens when they couldn't even handle. I mean, they let the Cardinals put up 30-something on them. It was just terrible. It's like, what the fuck? Nick Chubb, like I said, is balling at 1,400 rushing yards. That's pretty much the soul and heart of this offense, and that's just amazing for him because nobody gives him enough love. He's under the radar pretty much the last few years, but I just think the Ravens have no problem beating the Browns here. They've already won 8-9 straight against way better teams than them.
I will say congratulations to Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely.
649 players have rushed for 1,000 yards in a season. 124 players have thrown for 30 touchdowns in a season. Lamar Jackson is the first player in NFL history with both in one season.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations again.
Shout out.
Not only did you break Michael Vick's rushing record last week when we were talking,
yep,
you now have 30 touchdowns. First quarterback to do it
ever.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Amazing feat. Congratulations, bud. Shout out to you, Lamar Jackson, for the second time this week.
Next game, New Orleans Saints versus the Tennessee Titans. This is the battle of the Blues here.
And not a division game.
Not a division game. Another two teams that haven't played since 2015.
Yeah,
so I think
weird.
They're just recapping old 2015 games.
Yeah.
Last time those two teams played, the Tennessee Titans did win, but it is a different ball game this year. The New Orleans Saints, I figured, would at least be in your top two when you were mentioning those NFC teams earlier. I'm surprised
Top
they
three.
weren't. I know you're a Drew Brees fan.
Top three.
Michael Thomas is now
ridiculous.
One of only two players, I think, with more than 125 catches or something like that in a season. He tied Antonio Brown's record.
Really? I thought it was Marvin Harrison's.
So Michael Thomas, obviously, balling out of control. Drew Brees is back in action. Saints are on the road. Doesn't matter. Saints are just a much better ball club than the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Saints.
Dude, they're 5-1 away. The Saints, and like I said, I thought they were probably going to take it slow and take it off last week, but they didn't. They put the pedal to the metal and won on Monday Night Football in an amazing fashion. They only gave up, I think, 7 points in Monday Night Football, scored 30-something. Saints are fucking good, but I'll put them in the top 3, top 4 category with the NFC teams. They've just dropped a couple games that they shouldn't have, and their defense gave it up. The offense is relying solely on Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas were to go down during the playoffs or right before the playoffs, and I don't want him to.
That'd be bad news.
Guy's got 133 catches, 1,552 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns. He should have like 15 touchdowns. I mean, this guy catches everything. But I want to go with the upset with the Titans, but I don't see the Saints having a problem here. It's not a very good team offensively. It's just not going to look pretty for them. The Titans surprised me being an 8-win team this year. I always have high hopes for them to get 10 wins and actually play good. I've always preached that I've liked Marcus Mariota, and I just don't know what happened. But I don't think
he a Wisconsin guy?
No, I don't believe so. I just really liked him. He's a real good player. No, he came out of Oregon. He actually beat Wisconsin in one of the Rose Bowls, I think is what it was. Back when he was there, we should have won. But anyway, Next game, Panthers at Colts. Both these teams are kind of just not playing very well whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd say lame of the week in this one.
Nice.
Carolina Panthers 5-9 and against a team who's 6-8. I mean, either team could win this game. I flipped a coin on this one.
Let's just see what happens.
Indianapolis Colts at home. It's just, I really feel like the only tide maker that we might see in this is the way the Colts rush the football. Both teams are really good at rushing the football, but I feel like the Colts are just going to rush the football better because I don't think McCaffrey's been McCaffrey lately.
He's been playing well, but just, not to his stature.
But I think it's just the whole vibe of the team. I don't know. I think the Colts just, their defense is a little better too, so you kind of got to give it there. Home team, like I said, flip the coin, Indianapolis Colts in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers beat them, though. Give me the Colts, though.
Colts have lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's
Panthers
so bad
have lost
too.
6 in a row. 6 in a row by the Panthers. They gotta get one, right? Like I told you the Colts wouldn't be shit without, Andrew Luck, and they're sitting at 6-8. They could end the season at 6-10. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Like you said, either one of these teams can win this game, but they've lost 6 in a row, and that's just demoralizing week after week after week. I think the difference maker is obviously going to be Christian McCaffrey. He's going to have a huge, huge game this week to give him that big confidence. Or he may be playing like a little pussy and not even try because he's like, it's the last 2 weeks of the year. I don't want to get hurt. I want to come in the next season fresh. So, but I like the Panthers. All right, here's my lame of the week. The fucking Bengals, the 1-13, worst team in the NFL. Going to play who I thought and tried to make a bold prediction and was wrong. The Dolphins this week at 3-11. But both these teams are just trash. Both the teams are horrible, and they are not representing their franchises well. And you might as well just try to lose out if you're either one of these teams, get a better draft pick. Because the Bengals have number 1 pick anyways. Might as well just lose out. I'm going to just take a wild fucking guess here. I'm going to say this is the Bengals' chance to get their second win on the year. But I don't know if they're going to try. I think they're going to lose on purpose to keep that number 1 spot. But I'm still going to pick the Bengals this week. I picked the Bengals.
In the Bengals and Jets game, I am going to take the Bengals.
You son bitch.
The Bengals beat the Jets. The Jets beat the Dolphins.
I'm changing my pick.
If the Jets can beat the Dolphins and the Bengals can beat the Jets, then why can't the Bengals beat the Dolphins?
True.
So give me the Bengals on the road against the Dolphins.
Can I pick the Dolphins then?
You can switch it up if you want, dog. I'm telling you, though.
Just kidding. Next game going to be the...
Next game we got for you guys is the Steelers going on the road to the game we were just talking about, New York Jets. The Jets are not a good 5-9 this year, I believe.
Not better than the Dolphins.
I think it's an easy win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They go into New York, they stomp the Jets. It's just
just fucking Dundee.
Just another game for
Crocodile
the Pittsburgh Steelers
Dundee.
in this one. They're gonna run the ball down their throat. You may not see a whole lot from the Pats game, or you might. You never know. Anything can happen, but I just don't see. I don't see the Jets having the capabilities of even coming close to beating. Now, the Jets have beat some crazy teams this year, but I don't think they have the ability to beat the Steelers. Not in these last closing weeks here.
No, not whenever the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing for, playoff spots and stuff like that, trying to sneak in there. And
yeah, because they're second in that division, aren't they?
Because the Baltimore's already locked up spot, Bills, Patriots,
and the Browns and the
Chiefs.
Bengals aren't making a run at you, so...
the Chiefs, yeah. I mean, the Browns wouldn't...
So, yeah, that second place is...
So, but I'm going with the Steelers, too, because, yeah, you're right. They're playing for something big to try to be one of those last few teams left.
Mm-hmm. Try to make a wild card or something.
And they played pretty well. I mean, they've won 6 of the last 8. So, I mean, I'll give it to them. I was surprised when they lost last week, but I'm going to pick the Steelers, too. I think this is pretty simple. They might not be able to run it on them because they got a pretty good run defense, but, man, they're not very good in the conference. The Jets are 2-8 versus a 6-3 team with the Steelers. So, give me the Steelers as well. Next game, another kind of stinker of the week. It's going to be the Giants and Redskins division game. Both teams sitting at 3-11. It's kind of a flip-flopper. The Giants are 1-6 away, and the Redskins are 1-6 at home. So it's any man's ball game. I'm going to come out, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Giants in this game. The Redskins looked promising here and there, stuff like that, but I just don't think they're good enough to do anything. I thought Adrian Peterson could hit 1,000 yards this year, but he's sitting at 784, and I don't think he's going to get 216 yards in the next 2 games. But he may surprise me. But I'm still going to go with the road team here with the Giants and Saquon. I almost want you to rest him so he can be fully healthy for next year, but at the same time, I mean, shit. Well, I mean, just play your game, play some football, and I think the Giants can get this one done. They don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback yet, but they're probably going to pick Eli, but they were a little iffy about that. But T-Ball?
Yeah, I think the Giants should wrap this one. Saquon's getting back on it. I think, Eli got a little standing ovation as he walked off the field the other night in a pretty nice win against Miami, 36-20. Shows he still kind of got it. Whether he plays or not, I still think the Giants are a better ball club than the Washington Redskins have been probably ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go to New York on the road in this one. It seemed like an easy pick in my eyes, so yeah, I took New York.
New York Giants.
I see Saquon getting back in his rhythm, and he gets it going. Right.
Here's the next interesting game. Big-time division game, T-Ball. Bring it in.
Cowboys at Eagles. Should be a pretty good game.
Battle for the first place.
Obviously, Cowboys are on the road. That division game, is for the first place title in that division. This was a really tough one for me.
It's going to be a good game, I believe.
I wanted to actually throw it at you first on this one.
The Eagles, I've just been so, let down over and over. I tried to pick them a couple weeks. They didn't do it. Couldn't get it done. But the Dallas Cowboys whooped the fucking Rams last week.
Yeah,
like we were
44.
talking about earlier. Scored the most points they've scored since 2017, late in the week 16, 17, or whatever it was. But I do believe Dallas Cowboys on paper and watching them are two different things. But on paper, it's this team's way better than the Eagles, especially offensively. Now, defensively, of course, the Cowboys are ranked higher, but I do think the Eagles have a pretty decent defense. Yeah, they're 7th and 9th in favor of Dallas Cowboys. And I want to pick the Eagles here, being at home, and it's the big-time thing.
Yeah.
But I think if either one of these teams even win, either team that wins this division, it's coming down to this game. And then whoever wins it, it's going to flop in the first round of the playoffs in the wild card anyways, because they're going to have to play the Niners if everything turns out the same way it is right now at this point.
Yeah.
And good luck on that. I don't think
good
either
luck.
one of these teams are ready for the Niners.
No.
And I don't know. I'm going to go with the Eagles on this one just because I think Dallas got lucky last week, or maybe they're scared and fuck, we got to get our shit together. We're 7-7. Fuck, the Eagles won. We got to win.
Yeah, you're two teams in that division that are 7-7, barely not even over 500 at 500, playing for a division title.
Right.
That's sad.
Right. And like I said earlier, a couple weeks ago, or a couple shows ago, I said, man, I don't want to see either one of these teams be under 500 and win the division.
Right.
So
you're taking Philly. I'm going to have to go the opposite way and take the Cowboys.
Good.
They actually won the last time they played earlier this year. I think the Cowboys' run game is going to make the difference here. I don't see them getting much done off the pass against this Eagles team. Eagles team's defense is not too shabby, but, Cowboys isn't too shabby either. And that number one offense is going to make a big difference. And I think where that offense comes to play is going to be in the run game. So if Dallas can get it going with Zeke early, they should be able to control the tide and I think win one on the road here and win that division title there. Next game we got for you guys is the Arizona Cardinals going into the Seattle Seahawks. 4-9-1 Cardinals on the road against a powerhouse 11-3 Seattle Seahawks. Division game.
Couple birds.
Last game, these played September. 27-10 was the score. I think it's even higher this time. The Seattle Seahawks win this one at home, no problem. That 12th man is going to come into play big time here. Watch out for Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, give me the Seahawks. Should be easy.
Yeah, I was real surprised last week when the Cardinals once again beat the Browns. That just baffles my mind because they're really not a good team, and the Cardinals have not been good for a while.
Maybe they just got like a they got videotape on them too.
They're like, fuck it, the Patriots are doing
Patriots doing it. We're gonna do it. So
yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. They don't get caught. Well, when they do, nothing happens.
everybody does it.
Yes. I don't think the Seahawks have a fucking problem here.
No.
I think this is hilarious to me if anybody even gave them the slightest edge over the Seahawks. Next game is Kansas City Chiefs, my second favorite team when they're not playing the Packers, versus the Bears. The Bears. I hate the Bears. You know this. T-ball, go ahead.
Now, mind you, these two teams played last year.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs were definitely a lot better last year than they were this year.
I believe
and
so.
the Bears beat them by a touchdown.
Damn.
Keep in mind that the Chiefs have been battling an injured Patrick Mahomes, trouble with Tyreek Hill.
I think he's still kind of hurting.
All kinds of stuff going on. I don't think that's an issue for the Chiefs in this game. I think the Chiefs win this one on the road. They're trying to keep pace with that, trying to jump into that 1 and number 2 seed. If they can win out, it's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff going on in that AFC bracket for the playoffs there.
Man.
If the Chiefs went out and the Patriots or Ravens lose any of their next 2 games, I mean, that puts the Chiefs in contention to possibly be a number 1 or 2 seed. But if the Chiefs don't, and let's say both those teams win, and even if the Chiefs win, they might have to play a team like the Texans, who are in the AFC South.
And who have already beat them.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 losses came by way of AFC South teams. Their only other loss came from an NFC North team.
Green Bay Packers.
That's correct. So I think the Chiefs don't have a problem with this one. They are at the grinding wheel right now. Their face is close. They need to back away from it. I think they do pretty well in this game, and they put a hurting on the Bears.
Put a hurting on the Bears. Look, the Bears have been improving offensively the last couple weeks, but playing at home, look, the Packers just came in here and beat them at home. And I think the Chiefs have just as good as offense, if not better in my eyes. I think they have way more weapons than Green Bay does. All we have is Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
And, of course, Aaron Rodgers, of course, as well. But I think the Chiefs are just star-studded on offense, and I wish guys could be fully healthy. I don't think they've been fully healthy all year long, and that's what sucks, because we could have seen another ridiculous year from Patrick Mahomes stats-wise again, and everybody else would have flourished from him being fully healthy as well. And I don't think they'd be at 10-4. I think it'd be like a 12-2 or 13-1 team right now if they had the offense from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to get this win this week. I don't think the Bears are already eliminated from the playoffs. Chiefs already locked down their division. They're division winners already. If they want to, they could rest Patrick Mahomes if they really want to.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
I don't think
it's
that'd
a
be
Sunday
smart.
night football game.
Sunday night, you're going against a Bears team.
And you're trying to get a better position.
Yeah.
You're already in the top 4.
I mean, don't take the Bears lightly. I mean,
No. But they're in the top 4. And
Yeah.
the only other person they're going to be rooting for to lose is the Ravens, and I think they'd have the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Because they beat the Patriots. So, last game.
The Monday night game. Monday night. Man, best game Monday night in a while.
Yeah, right.
Green Bay Packers. Minnesota Vikings for the NFC North Division title.
Absolutely.
Going down in Minnesota. Should be the game of the week, in my opinion, obviously.
Yes.
That's why it's on fucking Monday night, people. Don't fuck with it. December 23rd, it's going down. Green Bay Packers takes the NFC North title. Rodgers, deadly in December. Deadly in December Rodgers is what we're going to call him for the rest of the fucking month. He's going to get it done here. I just don't see the Vikings. They've already beat the Vikings this year. I just don't see the Packers. Yeah, it's just... I just don't see the Packers losing any more games until we get into the playoffs. Honestly, I think they went out and end up 13-3, and they get it done definitely here in Minnesota.
Nice. I was actually thinking you're going to go with the Vikings.
No.
Like, this is the closest game of, especially for this division, and two teams that match up very well. I mean, all the stats across the board are so close, especially in defense. Even though if you've watched Packers games versus Vikings games defensively, you don't see it a lot. Like, the Packers have been fucking up on defense.
Yeah.
But they also create turnovers, and the Packers are number 5 in the league on creating turnovers. Vikings are number 4. That's what both these teams are going to be looking at doing. Aaron Rodgers has only thrown 2 interceptions this year. That's ridiculous. And 2 of them wasn't even his fault. Bounced off his receiver's hands. He would have 0.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. And that's been 4 over the last 2 seasons. And he loves playing the Vikings. But the Packers are 0-3 at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis since they built it. But Kirk Cousins is 0-8 on Monday Night Football. Bitch, give me the Packers.
And I don't even know if
Come
Kirk
on now.
Cousins is fully healthy right now.
Yeah, there's a.
I heard
the Packers are.
I heard he got shook up a little in that last game. So
We'll see what he does. And Dalvin Cook is shaky for that game.
those are our Week 16 picks. Don't forget, guys, those Texans and Bucks, Bills and Pats, Rams and 49ers, those are Saturday games. So don't
Tune
forget
in.
about that. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your boy T-Ball here on the Heated Waves podcast. As always, to my right, Mr. Bradley.
And I'm Mr. Bradley. Thank you guys for watching. Again, visit the Heated Waves podcast Facebook page. Don't forget to do that at Heated Waves with a Z. I will put it down in the bottom in the description or wherever you want to find it. But that is our Week 16 picks version, I guess, Volume 2, since we picked the Saturday games. Not very interesting games, but hey, let's go Packers. We need this. Fuck the Vikings. And thank you guys again for watching, listening, subscribing, and liking and commenting. Love it all. Keep it coming. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
See ya.